How to do keyword research for YouTube. I can say with confidence that there is nobody else here on YouTube that you should be listening to about keyword research for YouTube. I wrote the book on it, but more importantly, I've produced over 50 YouTube channels with this strategy, and it's worked. We've generated 7- and 8-figure YouTube channels just from search traffic, so pay attention. So in this video, I'm going to be covering several things. I'm going to be talking about how specific your titles should be. I'm going to share with you a way to eliminate the competition. We're going to be talking about how this strategy will help you guarantee that every video you make will have a built-in audience. And I'm not only going to tell you, but I'm going to show you. I've got several examples prepared so you can learn to do it exactly how I do it. So when I say specific, I actually mean very, very specific. When you do keyword research, you've probably heard the phrase long tail. Long tail generally means 5 words, 6 words. That's not specific enough for me, okay? I need 8 words, 9 words, or 10-word questions. That sounds crazy, but if you do keyword research right, and I'm going to show you, there are tons of these. There are thousands, 8, 9, and 10-word questions that have consistent search volume every month. Now, when you do this, there are several advantages. One, it makes your videos way more valuable. Seriously, instead of covering something broad like productivity, if the question that you found is how to increase productivity in a dental office, think about that. It's a smaller audience, but the dental team member, the dentist or the receptionist or the hygienist, when she searched and found that video, it's exactly what they were searching for. So that video, instead of being broadly valuable, it's really focused and targeted. It's specifically valuable to that viewer. And because these videos are more valuable to the viewer, it strengthens that relationship. There's this reciprocity. There's this value that you've given to them. These people see you as their hero, and they're way more likely to become a lead. Now, we talk about them becoming a lead generation, a lot more in other episodes, but I want to paint the full picture here. So in your episode, you're not selling anything. You're just giving value. You're answering this real specific question. At the end of the video, you give them a gift. You say something like, all right, now that you understand this principle, I want to teach you my entire strategy, and I've got a course that I want to give you for free. Go ahead and click that link below. So when you're leveraging YouTube for lead generation, it is so advantageous to go very specific. Okay, so now let's talk about this built-in audience thing. In making videos, what people focus on most is to make an amazing video. They think, okay, if I want millions of views, this video has got to be epic. I'm going to hire Steven Spielberg to help me produce this thing so that it's just amazing. But guess what? They put that on YouTube and there's crickets. Like, you've got to have some type of an audience. Even Hollywood, they work so hard to build an audience for a video. They launch trailers. They send their actors out to do interviews on different TV shows and build a lot of hype. There's trailers that we see before other movies to try and attract the right audience. So by the time their movie launches, it's got this built-in audience, people that have been waiting for it. So how are you going to build your audience? Who is going to watch your video? Well, I'm telling you, if you do this keyword research and you find these specific questions, even if there's only 50 people each month that are typing in that question, that is gold. You put that video on YouTube, it ranks to the top in the first day, and over the next month, you're guaranteed those 50 views because it matches what they're searching for. And what about month 2? Yep, another 50 views are going to come in. Well, now YouTube has a good sample size. They know who these people are and that they enjoyed your video. They watched it all the way to the end. So in month 3, YouTube's going to suggest it to similar people, and so your video is going to grow from there. I'm telling you that everyone else that does keyword research, they go after too short and too broad of phrases. It's way too competitive. And if you go specific, like 8, 9, or 10-word long phrases and questions, that step alone practically eliminates the competition. So would it be better to have one video that goes after a huge audience and it's really, really competitive, or go after phrases that are way more specific, that have a lower search volume, but you can make hundreds of these videos? I want you to know I've tried it both ways. I've failed going after the competitive ones, And I've succeeded time after time, I mean hundreds and hundreds of times, going after specific questions like I mentioned. Now let me show you how to do this. So I've got a variety of examples here. So if one example doesn't apply to you, just keep watching because you'll catch on. So let's say you are an expert cook, right? And you want to teach people how to bake, for example. I'm going to come in here to my keyword magic tool. By the way, you can get a free trial of this going to herokeywordtool.com. I'm just going to type in 2 words, bake pasta. I'm going to hit search. Okay, I always turn on the questions button. And I'm going to turn on this word count filter. I'm going to go all the way up to 8 words. That's always the default that I start at. Now look at this. Every single one of these questions here is 8 words or more. And look at the search volume. That one has 50. These ones have 30. These ones have 20. There's just an unending list as I scroll down the page here. So let me scroll back up and I'll show you some specifics. Can you use crumbled feta for baked feta pasta? I mean, that's a really specific question. And the fact that that has consistent search volume every month is a door into that world. And you can make a video talking all about baked feta pasta. I mean, this one talks about baking it without boiling first. And this one talks about using an aluminum pan. That one's similar, so you don't need multiple questions that are pretty much the same question. So I'd skip that one. Can you bake with eggs past the expiration date? That's a good question. I don't know or not. This one talks about an air fryer. This one talks about regular tomatoes. So not only do we find titles that give us a built-in audience that eliminate the competition, but as you can see, we get so many ideas of things to talk about just with one search. So you're never going to run out of topic ideas. All right, so now I'm just going to speed through a few other examples so you can see how this works. I thought this idea was fun. Ethical hacking. If you're an ethical hacker and you want to teach people how to do this, look at these questions. How do I become a certified ethical hacker? Or how much is the certified ethical hacker exam? Who is the #1 ethical hacker in the world? I mean, so there's tons of topics here. And for you grandmothers out there, let's type in knitting. All right, believe it or not, there are thousands and thousands of questions around knitting. Take a look at this. Can you bring knitting needles on a plane? I mean, I would have never thought of that question, but that's a big one. Can you add a stitch when knitting? What's the difference between knitting and crocheting? And I mean, look at the numbers on these. I would say you don't even need to start this big. I would scroll way down. The range that I typically recommend is between 10 searches a month and 100 searches a month. Just go after those. And as you start to get traction for those and build momentum on your channel, then scroll back up the page and go after those with the higher search volume, because these are still 8-word questions. All right, let's try back pain relief. Okay, so this brings up how to get relief from lower back pain or how to sleep for lower back pain relief. You know, kidney stone pain in the back, over the counter. Does MagLife leg and back pain relief work? I mean, tons of titles that will work at bringing you traffic. Okay, let's try candle making. You guys getting the point here? Can I use essential oils in candle making? How to start a candle making business at home? What's the best wax for candle making? So on and on and on. And I've got one more example that I thought would be really fun to show you an advanced way of using this tool. Okay, so I'm going to do something a little different here. I'm going to type in the phrase on a budget. Okay, and I've already got the questions turned on. The word count filter is left on from the last search, but I'm going to change broad match here. I'm going to change it over to exact match. So what that does is it finds questions that have those 3 words in that exact order. So it's kind of like blank on a budget. And check out what I found. How to plan a wedding on a budget, how to stay in New York City on a budget, how to stay in Maui on a budget, how to decorate outdoors for Christmas on a budget. So if you're somebody who teaches people how to budget, that's golden for you. You've got to try this. Go and do this yourself. You can get a free trial if you go to herokeywordtool.com and you can do searches like this for yourself.